Hi and welcome back to Doug's Wild Adventures. And on my channel I talk about different things, or everything from health to fitness, a bit of hiking, adventure, definitely adventure, and doing some gear reviews in between. And this video is about the Mortons Neuroma injury that I picked up in 2019, practicing, training, running for a big event that I put for myself, a goal that I set for myself. And in the process I picked up Mortons Neuroma, which is a nerve injury. Imagine this is your foot, so between these bones that goes to every toe is called a metatarsal. So in between the two metatarsals you have a nerve running, and that's where the nerve gets injured. So you either have it between maybe your second and third toe, or your third and fourth toe. And when you run, you will have a pain shooting to those two toes. It's like a burning feeling, you know. You're like, oh, can't run anymore. You almost have to take your shoes off. And it basically happens because of one of two or both reasons. Either, if you imagine a woman with high heel shoes, you know, that foot is on a real angle. I mean, I don't know what that back heel is, 10 centimeters probably, so there's a lot of pressure pushing down onto the front of the foot. If you look at barefoot, when you're standing barefoot, that's what your feet are like, flat. If we were supposed to have heels like this, we would have been born like an ostrich or something. Has got a big raised heel. So we are like flat, so you could either very down heel, slope, too much heel, or too narrow shoes, pushing this toe kind of over and really squeezing. Came a little bit closer. Oops, there's some there. Really squeezing your feet, and then you squeezing those bones, and there you squeeze that nerve, and now you have that problem. So happened to me in 2019. I didn't go to a doctor. My living circumstances allowed me to just wear sandals for the whole year, so that's what I did. I couldn't wear shoes, so I wore sandals. After a year, starting to get better, I could put a shoe on again, off I went. Come forward to 21, December, I wanted to start running again, and I made some research. Which shoes do I want to get? And I got Nike Pegasus Shield 38. So it's the 38th year they're making this shoe, so it must be a pretty good shoe then, right? And that's the shoe that I bought. But unfortunately, as you can see, it is still pretty new. We're now in September. I bought them in January. I haven't hardly worn them. So I bought them, and yeah, like I said, after 10 kilometers of running, I realized, oh, my injury is back. I could hardly run. I will have to take the shoes off and walk. So yeah, I'll come back to the shoe. So then I was walking around barefoot in the house, and I realized that I don't have the problem when I'm barefoot. Maybe I should look into that again. My bipolar got ahead of myself. Okay, let's go back to the shoe. Most running shoes, like the Nike, well, Nike in the first place is known for very narrow shoes, and I did pick up my injury with the Nike, unfortunately. So they have very narrow shoes, and then most running shoes have at least a 10 millimeter drop. So what it means is the back of the sole here on your heel, it might be a 30 millimeter stack, where in the front on your forefoot is just 20 millimeters. So you have a 10 millimeter slope, creating that slope that I talked about. So this is what I say, wearing these, straight away I've got a pain. I can't walk out the door, but at home I can walk around barefoot. So that made me think, barefoot, you know, why do I have this pain when I have this slope? So I started doing some research, and lo and behold, I found something called Vivo Barefoot Shoes, which is a very minimalistic shoe. The sole is only 3 millimeters thick. Almost would have been nicer actually if there was an inner sole, but the inner sole it's really just some material is not really there. So I do like them, but it is really thin. So even with them, and in the winter in Norway, the ice was a little bit cold, I couldn't just wear them. So I thought, okay, what's the next step? How do I make this sole thicker? Then I discovered Ultra running shoes. So Ultra is famous for having a natural toe box. So this is the shape of your feet when your toes are splayed out. Should I put it this way? Your toes are splayed out. So it's a naturally wide shape box that fits the shape of your toes. Where if you compare this with a Nike, you can see how it's angled in, you know, pushing your toes like this, and that's not what your feet doesn't look like that. Your feet looks like this, naturally splayed out. And on top of that, they've gotten famous for what's known as zero drop. So it looks like there's a thick heel at the back. It looks like it's built up, but this is a guide. So your foot slides in past this cushion here. So it comes down, so it gives you support from both sides, guiding your foot into that position, which is really great. But so the zero drop is at the back of the shoe where your foot is. You've got, let's say, so this is a 31 millimeter stack. So the cushion is 31 millimeters. So it's 31 at the back and 31 in the front. So your foot is level. It's like you're barefoot. So you've got basically a barefoot position with a thick cushioning. You know, when you walk, you're stepping on stones, you really don't feel it. When you step on that nerve, it is just really absorbs that pressure, so the nerve don't get that pain. And you got the natural shape, so your toes are splayed out. So yeah, 3 pairs of shoes in January, and this is it's a road running shoe, the Paradigm 6. This has been my go-to shoe for 2022, the only shoe I've been able to wear. And I've been running. I'm busy with my review for 700 plus kilometers in this shoe. So yeah, I have had 3 treatments of injection steroids injected into the nerve to try and reduce the swelling. I still have problems with it. I will potentially probably eventually go for the operation. Something I don't really want because it kind of has a 50-50 success rate. Either you're cured or you could problems for the rest of your life. But I can recommend the Ultra shoe because I'm able to run in it. And I'm now waiting for my Olympus hiking boots because I'm planning to do a lot of hikes. And like I say, it's the only shoe I can wear. And from my experience, I can recommend for you and for everybody, Mortons Neuroma or not, to get a zero drop shoe with a natural toe box for your toes to splay out. Please, if you like this video, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see a video of my run, my 700 plus kilometer review, click on the top. And maybe you want to follow me on one of my hikes in Norway, click on the link below. Sorry, I'm back. Yeah, I have to just say bipolar awareness. If you're still watching, it's quite difficult to get your words out of your mouth correctly. You prepare what you're going to say, but one of the challenges with bipolar is that the words just really comes out of my mouth too fast. So I do a lot of planning, but it came out that way. And I'm not going to do reshoot and reshoot and reshoot. This is what my videos are like, and this is what my life is like. So please subscribe. Thanks.